Hello ladies, my name is Courtney Prinke and today I'm going to be sharing with you how me and my clients lost the weight that we needed to lose, got back in the best shape of our lives, were able to fit comfortably into our clothes again, feel good in our bodies without crazy diets and spending hours at the gym because we no longer have hours to spend at the gym. So if you are new to my world though, I get it. You're probably a little bit skeptical about how all this works, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to try to convince you or persuade you in any way. I just want to share with you my story and how me and my clients got these great results. So at the end of this, I do have just an invitation for you if it feels like it's a good fit, it's something that you're looking to achieve for yourself as well. I would love to connect and learn a little bit more about your journey and where you're at. If not though, that's totally okay too, but there's so much value here in what I'm going to be sharing with you. These are actions that you can take and start to actually implement in your life today so that you can get moving forward on your own journey. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. I want to talk about who is Fit and Thriving for. So Fit and Thriving is for busy moms in their 30s and 40s who are juggling family, work. Maybe they've got their own businesses that they're running. They're concerned about their health. Maybe they've put themselves, as a lower priority. They put their health on the back burner because they're trying to be everything to everyone. And we feel like we just don't have any more time left to, learn about exercise, to spend time exercising, or to learn about nutrition. And we feel guilty taking time for ourselves. We feel like selfish if we spend a little extra time working on trying to be the best version of ourselves. These are moms who likely want to lose weight or to just feel comfortable in their bodies again, whether that be their favorite jeans or a favorite dress, and just feel confident without these crazy diets or having to spend hours in the gym. And like I said, we just don't have that time to do it, right? We're juggling too many things. We do not have hours in every single day that we can go, spend all the time that it takes to get into the gym and do our workouts. So there are people who this program is not for though. So Fit and Thriving is not for women who are looking for quick fixes. They're wanting to get ready for bikini season, or they want to lose a bunch of weight really fast. And because likely if you're looking for those types of things, you're not building the habits that you need to build, and you're more likely to fall back into old habits, yo-yo dieting, right? We lose all the progress that you worked so hard to achieve, and you feel like you have to start over every few months. So Fit and Thriving is not for that group. It's just not what aligns with me and my values and what I try to teach other people as well. It's also not for someone who's looking for extreme diets, like the macro counting, being super strict with everything you eat, not being able to eat bread or cookies or pizza or any of that, or any type of complex nutrition plan that just simply doesn't fit for you and your family. I'm not going to encourage people to try to make multiple meals for their families. I know how unreasonable that is. So this program is not for people looking for that type of solution. But if you're still with me, let's keep moving forward. I want to share a little bit with you about my journey so far and how I got to where I am, in hopes that it can maybe be a little bit more relatable to you. So when I was growing up, I was actually very active through high school. I was an athlete. I played basketball. I was very comfortable and familiar with going to the gym, being very active. But my life shifted as I, got into college. My priorities changed. I was very focused on my studies. I was still eating the way that I had in high school when I was extremely active. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was very focused on trying to work, trying to, get some work experience under my belt and get through college. And then that just continued into, once I got married and I became a mom of two. I had developed these just not great habits. I was not very active. I ate whatever I felt like. Maybe I skipped meals, and it just led to a place that I didn't feel my best. And I think something that a lot of people don't talk about, once you're in your early 30s and maybe you're a mom and you have a career, nobody really talks about this kind of identity crisis that you go through. You don't know who you are. You don't know what your purpose is. Your priorities have completely shifted from what you thought you were going to be, what you thought was going to be important to you in this time. And I I remember very specifically sitting on the couch one evening, which this had become very normal. It's like sitting down at the end of the day after a long day. I was exhausted. I was watching TV, mindlessly snacking, and something just kind of like a light bulb went off in my head. And I went, this is not going to help me be the best version of myself for my kids and for being able to work a very demanding job and make sure that I'm maintaining the relationship with my spouse, and being able to kind of hold down the house. And I realized that something needed to change. I didn't feel comfortable in my body either. So this is a little hard to admit. And like looking back now, it makes me a little sad to think that I started out very much for aesthetic goals. I wanted to look a certain way. I wanted to feel a certain way. I wanted to be a certain number, like a weight on the scale. That's really what drove me to kind of getting back into the gym. I thought, if I can take better control of my body and my health and look a certain way and feel a certain way, that will help me kind of sort out everything else in my life, right? So I just started going back to the gym again. I had no idea what I was doing. I would either go and spend like 30 minutes on the elliptical or sit down at the machines and do like 3 sets of 10. Okay, I had no structure, no plan. And I did that for a while until I went, okay, this is not working. There's like nothing is changing. I got to do something with a little bit more structure. So I started looking into workout programs, and I was always looking for the ones that were like promising to lose a bunch of fat or get shredded in 60 days. And I did all these things in the weight room trying to transform my body, but I wasn't doing anything about my diet. So I continued to feel just sluggish and had no energy, and my digestion was terrible. I would skip meals. I thought, if I just eat less, I'll get the results that I want. But it just wasn't working for me, and it wasn't working for my family. And I was trying these different diets. I started finally realize that I had to do something different with my nutrition, and I started trying all these different diets. I've done intermittent fasting, I've done keto, I've done low carb, various different things. And yes, the number on the scale went down. But what I didn't love is that, one, I was so focused on that number on the scale, and it became like an unhealthy obsession. So I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I was probably addicted to weighing myself. My body fat percentage had gotten really low, which was, it felt great to look in the mirror and think, oh, I've lost a lot of body fat. I can see my muscles, but I was not happy inside. I was pretty miserable. I was hungry all the time. I still didn't have any energy because I wasn't feeding my body. And I finally realized that it wasn't worth it. I had to do something different. I needed something that wouldn't stress me out every time we would go on vacation, or we'd want to, go out with friends or family. And I would stress about like, what am I going to eat? Well, they're all drinking alcohol. I want to have a drink too, but I can't because I'm going to mess up my progress. If I missed a workout, I would stress about like, okay, now I got to do today's workout and the one that I missed. And it was just not sustainable. I was like driving myself crazy. So I needed something different. I needed to switch up how I was looking at my health and what was important to me, and how to implement things that were going to help me feel good and help me feel confident in my body. But I was also thinking about, what are the things that I'm teaching my kids? I want them to see how mom talks about her body and how I talk about myself and how I relate food to my body and what it does for me, rather than trying to encourage them to like fit the social norms of this is how a mom should look and this is how a mom should feel. So I needed to do something different. I had to find a better way, something more realistic, something sustainable. And so I started looking into more into my nutrition, and not from the standpoint of being super restrictive. I actually figured out that I had been so restrictive for so long, I was actually depriving myself of nutrients, which is why my body couldn't continue to change. I stopped getting stronger. I was not progressing my weights in the gym, which, now knowing now what I wish I had known then, being able to progress your lifts and increase your weights is what helps you continue to build muscle, or at least maintain muscle, especially as we age as women. I didn't realize how important that was. And the only way I was going to be able to continue to increase my lifts and do, harder workouts not necessarily more workouts, but be able to perform better in my workouts, was to actually add nutrients back in. So I looked a lot more into balanced nutrition, making mindful swaps so that I wasn't feeling so restricted. So I would know how to eat if I could go out with my family or go out with friends. I wouldn't stress so much about like, oh, this doesn't fit my diet plan. I had to learn more about food and how to nourish my body and understand that it's not about being perfect. So changing my mindset, letting go of that kind of all or nothing mindset and focus on the small things I could do consistently. And it turned into, I actually cut back the days that I was working out in the gym. Before I had been doing like all high intensity interval training, lifting light weights, moving as fast as I could, and I was doing that like 6 days a week, and it was exhausting. And like I said, I had completely plateaued. So once I learned how to progress my lifts, I cut my workout days back to 4 days a week, which was more sustainable for me and my lifestyle and my family, and how to fuel my body with food rather than see it as like calories are evil or carbs are evil. How can I use food as a tool to help me reach where I want to be with my body? So finding these things and how to make fitness and nutrition actually fit into my life so that not only did I look the way I wanted to, but I felt good. I felt confident in my body, and I could stop focusing on stressing so much about workouts and about nutrition that I could just enjoy time with my family, like go on vacations without worrying about, every little thing, because I knew that I already had those habits in place, and I was staying consistent enough to where, I could go enjoy myself for a little while and then come back and jump right back into the plan because I didn't feel like I had lost that progress. So the reason that I share all this with you is that I've taken what I've learned over the past several years, and I wanted to share with you some of the mistakes that I made along the way, some of the things that I, stubbornly went through trial and error, trying to figure out how to make this all work. And I've put it into my Fit and Thriving method. So these are the 3 pillars that are really the foundation of what I teach and what I've learned for myself, but also what I teach to my clients. And it starts with simplicity. So if it's something that you don't enjoy, if it doesn't fit into your life, you're probably not going to stick with it, right? So I've tried to make this as simple as possible so it can be sustainable for people. Fitness and nutrition, it should be flexible. It should fit into your life. You shouldn't feel like you have to rearrange your entire way of living just so you can take better care of your body. We make realistic changes that are easier to maintain no matter the day or the schedule, or if you go on vacation or you have an off day or an off week. It's okay. You'll build those habits without having to completely overhaul your life or even give up your favorite foods or your events and just get back to enjoying life again. The second pillar is about consistency over perfection. Progress it's not about being perfect every single day. It's about showing up in whatever capacity you can day after day, making those small, consistent changes, taking action that makes a big difference over time. We avoid an all or nothing mindset, especially when it comes to nutrition. I don't teach a restrictive method. I don't teach super high intensity workouts because I know that you can't outwork a bad diet. And if you don't understand how to fuel your body, it's going to make your workouts even more challenging. So I show you how to be consistent, show up for yourself every day in small ways that have a big impact long term. And then the last pillar is about strength and empowerment. And it's so much more than just the physical changes. It's learning and feeling confident in your body, feeling confident in your body's ability to perform an exercise without getting injured. And I meet people where they are. I've worked with women who have never had any type of formal training before. They don't know what a squat is. They don't know what a deadlift is. And that can be really intimidating to just try to show up to a gym and you're looking around and you see all, the weight equipment, you see the barbells and the dumbbells and kettlebells, and you're like, it's overwhelming. I know what it feels like to walk into the gym without a plan. And it doesn't make you want to show back up again, right? So I teach people, I meet them where they're at in terms of, what's your level of experience? How can we perform in an environment that feels safe for you and feels comfortable for you? I also work with women who Maybe they have had some experience in the gym, or they're comfortable using some of the machines, but they're just not at the level where they want to be yet. They want to be able to progress. They want to learn how to, break through those plateaus, or how to fit things into their lives better. Like maybe they travel a lot and they're like, I don't know, how do I continue working out? I want to stay active. But just when they're ready to take that next step forward, I can tailor the programming to meet your individual needs and meet you where you're at, no matter what phase you're in, whether you've never ever exercised before in your life, or if you have exercised and you're ready to take things to the next level. So you learn exercises and the mindsets that emphasize building strength both physically and mentally. So like I said, my hope with sharing this with you guys and sharing my story is to maybe inspire you, or maybe it's something that you can relate to, in the hopes that, like I said, you could maybe avoid some of the mistakes that I made. Maybe not spend years like doing all the wrong things over and over and over again and hoping to get a different result, or feeling like you make progress and then you stop because you haven't built those habits and you go completely backwards. And I want to help women understand that this is a lifestyle, and it's something that you can enjoy. You can start to enjoy movement and how it feels in your body, and how your body feels to you and how it looks to you, building confidence in so many other areas. And I love connecting with women who have been in a similar situation or are in the same situation, and they're ready to just do something different, and they want to have the best quality of life for as long as they can, not for just right now. They want to be a good role model for their children. They want to not be the youngest person in the nursing home or the retirement home. They want to have a better quality of life for as long as possible. And so if you guys can relate to my story, or if you just want to look and feel your best, you're finally at that point where you're like, enough is enough. I'm ready to, stop feeling guilty for taking time for myself. I would love to connect with you and hear more about your journey and what you're looking to achieve. If you're not ready there for that yet, that's totally fine. I would still encourage you to give me a follow on Instagram at CoreologyFit. And if you are ready to move forward and learn more about how I help people and see if we might be a good fit to work together, just shoot me a quick DM with the word Thrive, and I'll take it from there and see how I can best help you. Take care. We'll see you soon.